All right, what I wanted to show quick today was this Hauser pivot polishing machine, model 241. Something I acquired quite a while back. Came out of a shop. It was pretty grimy. Removed everything, took it all apart, cleaned it up, refurbished it. Had a little trouble. It's a 3-phase motor, so hired somebody to put a phase pack on it, and that didn't work. And then somebody happened along, bless his heart, and had some ideas. He got it so it functions pretty good. It still isn't just right as far as the motor's concerned, but everything else functions well. This here is just a round leather belt, which is kind of cool. If you look, see, you got the little hooks on there. Just hook it together, cut it to length. This is a oil pump. Down inside of here, underneath this tray, you would fill this with oil, some kind of cutting fluid or something, and or coolant, and then it would pump it up into this nozzle here, and then here's the piece that attaches to it. This is a shield. Will go over your disc, your carbide disc, and then it would shield it, of course, and then it would keep all the oil in there, or cutting fluid, and clean with that felt pad, it would clean your wheel. I decided to remove this because just kind of got in the way of vision. Wanted to see what I was doing. I'm using it probably a little differently. I don't use this all the time. I usually do my pivots a different way, polish and burnish them. But if I'm doing a lot of them that are similar in size, this works pretty good. Carbide wheel. I got a few different wheels, some with a rounded shoulder on them, so that works pretty good. Micro adjust here. This here would adjust this point here, so when I pull this down, this handle down, it would stop on there. And you can see that motor just did what I had a problem with. It's not through the phase pack. It's not getting enough juice. I have no clue. I'm not an electrician. Wheel turns in one direction. This turns in another direction from this pulley. Let's see how that all turns differently. See. So the piece you're holding in the tailstock is rotating also. Well, it has to, or you're going to get a flat side. Anyway, here's another feature. When you pull this handle back, of course it retracts your piece from where it's being worked on, and it will release your collet. It's a spring-loaded collet release, but it also stops the rotation. So if I start this up, pull that back, it stops that piece from spinning. Little spring collets. These are 8mm spring collets with an automatic closer here. So if I was going to put in a wheel, for instance, stick that in, and it's locked in there. Little clock pivots. This works good. So I'll set it up so there's plenty of length running over here. And by hand, you can't see my hand here, but over on this lever, I'm just holding it back by hand. So I'll hold it back, run it up, and then when I run this down, I'll make sure I don't get in on the shoulder at first. I'm going to be real close to the shoulder. I'm going to polish and burnish this pivot, and then at the very end I'm going to give it a little pressure, or not pressure, but just release it a little bit, and I'm going to let it run up against the side of this, and that way my shoulder will get burnished also. Now instead of using the oiling system, I just squirt some light oil on a paper towel and just put a little film on here, and then I can wipe off each time, and I can, oops, I'll wipe off each time, and it'll be good. Pick the pivot off of this. Now we'll look at some of these pivots. These are pretty rough. They're in pretty rough shape, which we'll find often in a little American clock. Okay. I don't know if you can see or not. Let's see if we can make it so you can see what's happening. And in that short amount of time, we've done a pretty good job on this so far. It needs more right on the very end. Didn't take very much material off at all, but no more than I would have had to anyway. What's nice is this gives me a perfectly straight shot here. It turns out, and I've monkeyed around and tested all of this. The dimension is exact when using this machine. So by hand, you know, you could get off. It's a little more farting around, but if you're proficient by hand, which I think I am, something like this isn't necessary, but it's kind of fun to have. Let's see. Let's take and put a different angle on there so you can see another angle. Okay, I think I'm going to do this wheel here. Do both sides. It needs both sides. I don't know if you can hear. Here, see if I can do some sound on that. I'm going to run my fingernail over this. It's terrible. Okay, so that's a little different size, so I'll pull this collet out. It said standard 8mm collets fit in there, which is nice. Put very little pressure on it. There. Here we go. Here's the test. Got all these wheels done off camera. And I got my little, see if this will work. Let me zoom in once. Nice and straight, flat, burnished. Well, anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that machine. Take a look at my other videos and see if you like anything in there. Give a thumbs up if you like what's going on. Just doing some quick videos for you guys and some of the stuff that I do. Anyway, have a good day. See you later.